Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and welcome to another music collection update. I'm really excited to show you guys these particular things in this update video. I've been waiting for a couple of these for a while now, but let's just get into it. So, first up is the album Firepower on vinyl. Now, I already have the original CD, but I've been wanting to get this on vinyl for a while now, but I just haven't gotten around to it until recently. Yeah, out of their more recent albums, for some. Okay, so anyway, this was actually only like 20 something dollars on Amazon, but for some reason, most of their newer albums are actually pretty expensive on vinyl for some weird reason. Like Nostradamus on vinyl goes for about maybe $100 to $200. Um, Redeemer Souls goes for maybe $200 to $300 if I remember correctly. But yeah, for some reason those it will probably take me a while before I get those albums on vinyl because they're super expensive for some bizarre reason, even though they're newer albums. But yeah, so far out of their newer stuff, I've gotten this one on vinyl. And like I said, this one was only like 20 something dollars. For some reason, the other ones range from $200 to $300. But yeah, very happy to get this on vinyl. This is one of my favorite Judas Priest albums of all time. Also, it's a double vinyl. It's a gatefold, but it actually has two different vinyl. Um, and yeah, just really, really cool. All right, Next is the album Black Flame Domination by the band Cult of Ebon, or Abon, or I really don't know how to pronounce that last part. But this is a black metal band. I can't remember where they're from, but I believe it's a two-man band. I don't know, there's just two band members on the back there. And there's two band members credited in the credits, so I guess it's just a two-person band. But yeah, pretty new band too. I think they've only released like maybe a demo. I know they released an EP, and then this album, and again maybe a demo. I don't know. I don't remember, but at the very least they've released the EP, their first EP, and then this first full length album. Um, yeah, a very very awesome band, and I will review this very soon, probably within the next couple of days. But yeah. Next up, is a demo, and that's Old School Metal Onslaught by the band The Force. The Force is a pretty again a newer thrash metal, not new. I mean that's not thrash metal, but a newer metal band. Um, and they've released a couple of albums and a couple of like EPs and stuff like that. I think this is the only demo that they've released, although the only proper demo. Or no, not. I don't know. For some reason, I get their E. Actually, no, it was an EP, but there was a live EP that for some reason I get confused. Sometimes I remember it being a lot labeled as a live demo, but that's probably wrong. But probably remembering it wrong. But yeah, this is their only like actual demo. Um, After this, they release three full length albums and I think two or three EPs. I don't know. I have to go check on their discography on Metal Archives again. I really don't remember their discography that well, mainly because I'm only really familiar with this and then their one of their more recent EPs and then their first album. But yeah, I finally have something of theirs in my music collection. Um, I did already order their first full length album. It should be here at some point. I don't know. The mail's been kind of slow in the last like year or two, probably due to the pandemic or something. But yeah, I'm slowly but surely getting the stuff that I ordered, even though it's taking a while for most stuff. But yeah, just some really old school sounding thrash metal, especially with their first couple of releases. They would get more of the more modern sound later on, But with their first, I think with this demo and their first album, they sort of they invoke the old school sound and style of 80s thrash metal. Yeah. Also, this is not the original case. This is a temporary replacement. So the original case is this one, and for some reason, there's some weird tape residue on it. I don't know if the original person who had it, like the seller, taped it so it didn't, open up when it was shipped, and then maybe something happened to it. I don't know. It kind of looks like the tape was like melted off. Or something. I don't know if it was already off and like there's just residue, or it looks like maybe it was melted off. Like maybe it was like really hot in like the delivery truck that it was being kept in. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get some like adhesive remover to wipe this off, because I can't wipe it off regularly with like like something to wet it down with. I have to get some specific thing to get that adhesive tape residue off. But until then, I just this is a temporary replacement case I had lying around. Yeah. Alright. And then, last but certainly not least, the thing I probably was the most excited for with these releases is Death Execution 3 by Morbid. Oh, wait, that's sideways. Oh, well, it's in there sideways for some reason, but there we go. This is one of the very few official Morbid releases. With this band, it's very weird because there are more bootleg releases of this band's discography than there are official releases. But this is one of the very few official releases. And it's an EP. It's a 7-inch picture disc EP. It has like 3 tracks from a live show. They're actually a last live show with Dead before he left to join Mayhem. You can't really see the other side that well because there's like a pamphlet in there. But once I do my review, I'll show the other side as well as the pamphlet and stuff. Yeah, I'm just super excited to finally have this in my collection. It took a long time, mainly because I actually got this relatively cheap compared to the standard price. Now I got this this is in absolute mint condition, never played, never opened. The usual price will get you anywhere from like $200 to almost $300 at times. But once in a while you'll find a more reasonable price. I got this for like $113, I believe. That's probably one of the more reasonable prices I've seen it at, especially a mint condition version. I'd say, if you want to get this, do what I did. Wait until there's a mint condition or even near mint condition version selling on like Discogs for around $100. Yeah, I had to wait a while to find a reasonable price for this. Again, once in a while, like $1 in $100 range in mint condition will pop up on Discogs, but you definitely have to wait for that, because most sellers just don't sell it for a reasonable price. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.